you asked him to help cut up the body. When he saw this, he got sick and threw up and told you he couldn't do it.
What do you know? Because I didn't hurt him.
We know you killed him.
You know you left him in the trailer. You cut him off.
No,
He's got trauma to the left side, to the right side of his body.
How do you think I would have picked him up and put him
I
there?
didn't say you
I
picked
didn't
him
say
up.
you put him up. Never said that.
Never said once that you picked him up and put him in. Never once did I say that.
From July to December of 2018, residents of the Lake Pan RV village in Sumter County, Florida had been plagued by a ghoulish smell in the neighborhood. The place of origin would turn out to be Penny Pospisil's RV, but when she left the camper in December, people were forced to call the authorities to investigate. What they found left them completely horrified. On December 30th, 2018, the police arrived at the scene and found the remains of Anthony Mitchell in the form of dismembered body parts and decomposing liquids in the washing area of the RV. There was forensic evidence which pointed suspicions toward one suspect alone, Penny Pospisil. The detectives had all the evidence they required, and the next step was to get a confession to ensure a bulletproof case for the trial.
So you don't know why you're here, is that what you're saying?
I have no clue.
Okay. So you have a number where we can call somebody?
Not off the top of my head.
When's the last time you spoke to him?
Not done.
Okay. You said he was your fiance,
Yes. Yes.
but you haven't stayed in contact.
No. I won't.
Why?
It was not a very good relationship.
Okay, tell me about it.
It was abusive. Verbally. Mentally. Physically. He liked young girls. Very young. 10, 12. The reason I found out that he wanted to go to Lake Pan was because he wanted to be ordained as a freaking preacher to have little kids at his disposal.
How did you find that out?
He told me.
Before y'all moved to Pennsylvania, how long were y'all together?
Almost 4 years.
And none of that, there were any signs of that?
Yeah, a couple of times we were like in Walmart or Publix or something, and I could you looking at a young girl or something. I assumed that he was looking at them on.
Right. When you brought him down here, you said it was in August. Did he
So
have
it was
his
in October.
October? Sorry. Did he have his phone with him?
I assume so.
Has he tried to contact you since then?
We texted a couple of times, but I'm not responding to it.
The smoothest tactic for any liar and manipulator is to shift the blame on the victim. The topic of Anthony's murder has not even been discussed yet, but she has already started assassinating his character. The first few minutes of an interrogation are always a true representation of what a suspect expects from it. The suspect will always first try to relay the information that they had already decided to share, as it either makes their crimes look justified or it makes them look innocent. From her responses, it does not look like she wants to claim her wrongdoings, but she definitely wants to look good from all possible angles of the crime. She has also made another big mistake by saying that Anthony had tried to text her. This will later be used against her as phone records will show no such attempts at contact.
Who are you living with now?
I'm staying with Kristen for now. I'm getting ready to go over to Moffitt for a cancer center.
Who's Kristen?
And she's my son's baby mama.
Okay. Your son Frank?
Yeah.
How long were they together?
He lives around a lot.
You say you want to do an office?
Yeah.
What's,
I have stage 3 kidney and colon cancer.
okay.
Frank been involved?
Off and on.
Where's he at right now?
West Virginia or Kentucky, I'm not sure. I know it's right on the border.
Is he working up there?
I'm sorry.
Is he working up there?
He was. I don't know if he is anymore.
Have you been up there to see him? And you have a daughter named Megan?
Yes.
She lives in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
And the last time you seen her?
Christmas.
Well, Frank is in Kentucky.
Okay.
hasn't tried to reach out to you this week at all.
I have talked to him.
You got arrested right there.
For
Drug charges.
While the talk of her grandchild is amusing Penny, detectives are more interested in finding out who the closest people to Penny are. By being able to determine the people she's involved with, they'll be able to dismantle her alibi later if she claims to have been with them. At this point, they also do not know if she carried out the murder alone or if she had an accomplice. You'll notice that they are particularly interested in her son Frank. The reason behind this interest will be disclosed later in the case.
Penny, why do you think we're here to talk to you?
I'm trying to figure that out.
You really don't have any idea.
No, I don't.
Because according to you, you lived in Lake Ann until around October. And then you drove Frank to Vero Beach.
I didn't drive Frank to your age.
And you haven't spoken to Anthony since October because he's gone to see his family. And
As far as I know, yes.
Our subconscious mind works very differently than our conscious mind. Though consciously Penny has been very careful to maintain the facade of not knowing the whereabouts of Anthony, subconsciously she has a big slip of tongue moment where she talks about him in the past tense. The detectives immediately pick up on that. They realize that this is a good point to start talking about the actual crime now.
that's not the story you've been telling other people. That's why I'm here.
Okay, prove everything I want.
Well, you told Anthony's family that he was dead.
He was to me.
So, figuratively, he was dead.
And when I just asked you, show you a picture of Anthony, you said, yes, that was Anthony.
It was. That was the picture that he had. That was on his driver's license.
It's not his Anthony.
No, because he's also not license. He had, what do you call it? Gastric bypass.
When did you have that done?
February or March.
What was that?
Sebastian.
Didn't he have a surgery done in the early 90s or mid 90s on his back?
That I don't know. I know he had surgery on his back. I don't know when. That wasn't nothing.
Who did he talk to most about?
It's Kyle came up and said he was on his way.
You close to Kyle?
I'm okay. I'm very close to Kyle. I saw him this morning. I didn't do anything for him.
So you didn't tell Kyle that Anthony was dead?
The detectives finally confront her with Anthony's death. This is the first time they're mentioning it, and though they're expecting resistance from her end, they overestimated Penny. They must have assumed she would give them an explanation for why she had been going around telling people that Anthony's dead, but the excuse that she gives is probably the dumbest thing they have heard in an interrogation room.
I told him that we broke up, that as far as I was concerned, yes.
You didn't tell him he had to go to the hospital when he was sick?
He OD'd on my morphine loss.
Who did? How many did? What happened with that? Is he a drug problem?
He did. I don't know if he still has him.
Which hospital are you with you for that?
Indiana.
You remember the park manager and that kind of stuff?
They did.
You weren't close with the park manager? Betty?
Betty and I think his name.
Gary?
Who?
Gary?
You.
That was in her husband, was it?
Pretty close with Betty.
Yeah. Wasn't close, but yeah, you
As
were.
close as you can be.
Yeah.
Was Frank with you in Lake Council?
No.
No. So Betty never met Frank? Gary never met Frank?
Everything.
Were you with anybody else in Lake Council? Nobody else was with you while you were in Lake Council?
Frank has only been in that camper once. And it's right up his window.
Okay. Did Anthony stay with you like that?
Yes.
Okay. Was Ben and Gary close to you?
Yeah, he was. He was actually in the workroom under the table.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that?
He never got around to it.
Never got around to working or never got around to it? What do you mean never got around to it?
He never got around to working.
Why not?
Because he didn't stay long enough.
Because you took him to Bureau in October
Okay.
and then you left to see his family.
Yes.
And you stayed in that RV trailer in Oklahoma.
Yes. Okay.
And no one else stayed with you.
Frank go in the trailer with you in Lincoln Park, and then you stay with him?
Not at all.
Or you never visited the trailer,
Yeah, he was there alone. The only time that he was there was when he walked with me.
which was in December.
Yeah.
RV.
Yeah. When we bought the trailer to begin with.
We're talking about Lincoln Park.
Yeah, Frank was never in the camper at the time.
Penny's story is riddled with plot holes. There's no one to back up any of her claims. Too many people and too much evidence lined up telling the story of her horrible crimes by itself. Hearing her lie through her teeth when she did not even try to hide the remains before leaving the camper or come up with a plausible story is truly amusing and shocking at the same time.
You were going to make the funeral arrangements. You never distributed what we could call maybe funeral memorial parts with Anthony's name on it in memory of. You never did that.
Mm-hmm.
You never purchased those and had them shipped to your residence in Lake Penn.
Mm-hmm. Was he okay?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at Anthony Franklin Mitchell
in your RV
in your
trailer.
RV trailer.
Mm-hmm.
You know? What are you looking at? No? No?
That's your RV.
That's your RV and that's coming.
No, he's not.
No, it's not.
The utter shamelessness in Penny's denials likely has both the detectives and you in equal amounts of shock. In her mind, she's giving the performance of a lifetime, where anyone looking at her clueless face is convinced of her innocence. But we know otherwise. Asking if Anthony is okay is a step too far.
If he's actually dead, I think you guys need to put questioning me and give me a little
Is it your request right now that you like to
because I didn't hurt Tony, you know, what I
I
love him.
need to make sure I understand what you're saying. Yes, he is dead. Is he? Are you requesting more? Or do you want to continue to talk to us?
I'd like to know your side of the story that happened. You've already said that he was
Yes, yes.
so if there's more to the story, we would like to know. So there's always two sides to a story. But if you want a lawyer, then that's fine, and we'll stop talking to you right now.
He wanted to share me.
Okay.
Literally.
Where at?
With other men or women.
Both.
So he,
Like Pam?
Like Pam, Vera.
so he wanted an open relationship.
No.
But he just wanted to share you.
Tony was eating.
Okay.
Eating.
Evie.
Oh, okay.
So he wants to watch me with other guys and wanted me to watch her have sex with other girls, which I've never done. And I wasn't open to that. I would never be open to that.
When Penny asks for a lawyer, the detectives realize that they're losing their chances at getting a confession. So from here on in, they'll try a very good technique of using different emotions to appeal to Penny. They're hoping that this may trigger a response out of her and lead her to reveal significant information that brings them closer to the confession. Starting now, they appeal to the victim in Penny. The detective quickly diverts her attention from calling a lawyer to a narrative she's been seeing from the beginning of the interrogation. Penny has mentioned that she had been by Anthony physically and verbally, so they try to show their sympathy for her regarding this. The least this has done is that Penny will refrain from calling a lawyer for now.
Do you remember the people that lived next to you in Wilkin Park? The first one, when you first moved in.
There was a homeless guy on the right hand side.
You ever become friends with Frank?
The pothead.
I'm not sure. What was the guy Frank became friends with in the park? He said Frank's was at the trailer with you on a regular basis.
No.
Frank even told us himself that he was in the trailer with you.
Yeah, he came up there one time, I told you.
No,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
inside the trailer with you.
When? At Rick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he owns them.
No, I'm sorry, he wasn't. He was never at Wickham Park with me. Never.
So he described the trailer to us.
And he should be able to.
The inside.
Like I said, he should be able to. He helped us move in.
That picture that I
So
showed you?
picture, you should be able to describe that.
Picture
Yeah, the picture I showed you?
of the outside of the camper? Yes.
No.
Yeah.
He described that to us too.
No.
Yes, he did.
Why he said, well,
No, he did.
you don't believe he described it to us?
No, because it wasn't there. It's not my camper. No.
It wasn't there and it's not your camper.
No. And Frank was never in that camper besides the one time.
This is your camper. This is Anthony or Tony. Okay? And the reason we know that is because he had surgery on his back and had an instrument in his spine that we were able to identify. Okay? That's Tony. Okay?
Let's tell you, the camper camper.
Are those your shoes right there? Nike shoes? But that is Tony. Yes, it is.
In your camper.
I'm promising. And I'm not bullshitting you. That's Tony. How did this happen?
That I don't know. It's not my camper. That's not him.
So far, Penny has been tormented with physical and verbal abuse by Anthony and had cancer. Now she has Crohn's disease as well. Her diagnosis changes as rapidly as her claims about Anthony's whereabouts. We're not saying that her claims are untrue. However, it's possible that she's using all these things to build a defense for later. Right now, the best she can do is deny any involvement in the murder. But if later things do not turn out the way she needs them to, she can use all these factors to try and reduce her sentence.
So it's not your camper.
Not like that, no.
Yeah, that's your camper. That's him in your camper.
Hey, there's always two sides to a story. You said that was he harming you when this happened?
That didn't happen in my camper.
Listen, it happened in the camper.
No, they didn't.
This don't
If I
just,
would have
this
wanted
don't magically
him,
happen.
if I would have wanted Tony dead, I would have let him burn to death in the camp and fire and hero.
You told Frank that you burnt the trailer down.
Well, obviously I didn't.
Well, I know that, but why did Frank say this? Why would Frank say this stuff about you? He's your own son. So why would he say this stuff?
I don't.
Did he have something to do with this?
You sure?
Yes.
I didn't have anything to do with it at all.
No.
Why is he telling us all this stuff about?
Why is he telling me what?
That he saw this inside your trailer, that you took him inside to look at that.
That I I took my 23 or 24-year-old son inside my camper with supposedly a dead body in it.
That's not supposed.
It's dead. There's no supposed to do it. It's dead.
He's dead.
He's gone.
There was
Somebody that I loved, I would do that to.
I'm just
That's
asking
what I'm
why
trying to
he
figure
would
out.
say that to you. Why would he say that to us?
I don't know.
Is there a problem between you and him?
No.
Are y'all close?
Usually, until we started with the drugs.
How long has he been on drugs?
Off and on for a couple of years.
Penny has faced the ultimate betrayal, and the detectives will use this emotion to try and get a confession now. This is by far the most honest reaction we've seen from Penny. Till now, she has denied her son ever stepping a foot into the RV. If she says that he entered the RV, then it will naturally make him an accomplice, or at least the last person to see the body, but not report it. It's possible she did this to protect her son from getting convicted with her. But to her shock, the worst has happened. Her own son has exposed her crimes. Finally, the extra interest from the detectives towards Frank is making sense. This is the best witness they've had so far.
We found this. Actually, Melbourne Police Department found your trailer and went to your trailer in Woodland Park on the 29th of December. Because you didn't pay the rent anymore.
At Wickham?
And you would do a payment and you didn't make it.
I don't think so.
And that's what happened. That's why the Melbourne Police Department went to your Bighorn RV that's registered to Anthony, and inside found that. And you were nowhere to be found. Where were you December 29th?
I was probably on my way to Kentucky at that point in time. I
You haven't thought once about going to check on your camper?
No, I said the park to take it out.
Who did you tell that to?
The park ranger.
Male, female?
No,
You remember his
Father
name?
in person.
no.
So you just gave up a $20,000-$30,000 camper?
No, I gave it up because it wasn't in my name and you never showed any interest in keeping it.
Yeah.
How did this happen? Tell me your side of the story, because without your side of the story, listen to me, okay? Let's hear me out, okay? You've got this inside a trailer. This body has been cut up, okay? Cut in half. At the pelvis area, it was cut in half.
Arms removed.
Arms cut off. Those toes are full of fat and tissue of Anthony. Okay? The trailer is only owned by you and Anthony. You telling us you stayed in this trailer all the way up until December.
Yes.
Okay? He's been dead since August. Inside the trailer since August. How did this happen? Help yourself, because hear me out. One, you're sick, okay? And right now, with all of this inside a trailer and all the stories that you have provided to a bunch of different people, it's hard. It's very, very hard when something happens and you forget that you have. You ever heard the story about crying wolf? Okay. When you tell so many different stories, it's hard to remember everything that you said. A lie starts like this, and it keeps growing and growing and growing, right?
Comes back to bite you in the ass. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm here to tell you that the lies that you've been living is here to bite. And you need to come clean with what happened so that you don't look like an animal, the person that destroyed and a cold-blooded killer that would do this to Anthony.
The next attempt detectives make is to use Penny's lies against her. There is nothing a liar hates more than being called a liar. They hope that this might be the thing that cracks her and leads to her confessing, but she is proven to be adamant.
What happened inside that trailer?
I would never have hurt him.
Then what happened?
What happened?
What happened to him?
I don't know.
You told Frank that he choked you and you stabbed him.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. You told Frank you killed him. Frank was in the trailer.
No, he was not.
He saw that. He described that to us. We didn't show him these pictures.
Yeah.
He described exactly what's there.
And guess what else he said?
Right?
He also told us that you told him if he doesn't help you clean up the body, that you were going to pin it on him.
Bullshit.
Well, why would he say this?
Bullshit that you would do that, or bullshit that he said?
Both.
No, he said it.
He said it. He told us that Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, we talked to him Monday.
Okay.
So, why?
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
I don't even know what this is.
That's Anthony Franklin Mitchell. Dead in your RV.
You know as well as I know what this is and what happened in that trailer. I need you to tell me what happened.
You want me to say that I killed him? No, I didn't.
I want to know how we got to there.
I don't know.
Did he choke you out too much and you hit him or something happened? Self-defense?
No.
Did he die in the trailer of natural causes and you got scared and didn't know what to do?
No.
So how did we get to this point?
Good question.
Because you told me already that you dropped him off
And Vera.
in October.
Yes.
And Vera.
He
Well, it
wasn't
was
there.
evidently beforehand because when they finally became there in September.
Frank will prove to be a crucial witness to this case. He's the only one who actually saw Anthony's body before it was discovered. What he said about being blackmailed by Penny was either the truth or a cover-up to protect himself. But the main goal for detectives right now is to put Penny behind the bars. But they've finally struck a nerve with Penny because after this, she'll give them more reactions other than her false obliviousness.
September 22nd was the last time anybody ever talked to
August 22nd. August 22nd was the last time. It's in September.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
August.
August 22nd, what?
Right.
Is the last time anybody other than you spoke or seen anything alive. And that person was his son, Kyle, who talked to him on the phone.
Okay.
Since August 22nd, there's been no other contact with any family members, nothing.
So you're saying that I lived with his dead carcass in my camper
I'm asking you.
from August to December?
I'm asking you because I don't understand what transpired here. What transpired? Do you remember purchasing those shears at the Ace Hardware in Hollywood?
Shears?
You know,
And the Ace Hardware where?
in Wildwood, which is just north of Lake
Yeah,
Tennessee.
because there was tree branches up above the camper.
Okay.
What about that?
Yeah, it was a knife for filling fish.
Okay.
What did you use that one for?
It's a cutting knife for meat.
Okay. You went to purchasing all those items.
Mhm.
What's the material on these items?
Gloves? I
Well,
don't know.
You want to tell you what it is? It's Anthony's means.
Anthony's on that.
That's his hair right there. This one was in all of that. That was in your sink in the bathroom. Along with a circular saw.
I don't even know the circular saw.
You don't want to serve yourself?
You didn't purchase them?
Not that I remember.
What about the hatchet? You never buy that hatchet?
No, because of the tree branches and stuff, but I wasn't.
Do you know when you bought this stuff? All the purchases for these tools started August 25th. 3 days after the last contact with Anthony. And in that conversation with Anthony on the 22nd with his son Kyle, he was still alive when Lake Pospisil hit you. 3 days later, you're buying all of this stuff.
And adding yourself to this credit card.
Yeah, we did it. And now I did add myself to it.
Let me ask you about this. November, 2 months ago, there was a credit card opened in Anthony's name, Capital One credit card.
In November?
And then you were put on as a user of the card from November.
I don't think it was November, but okay.
No, it was November. He was already dead.
On August 25th, 2018, allegedly 3 days after killing Anthony, Penny started buying supplies to clean up the crime scene. And when she realized that she would not be able to keep up with the expense, she did something unimaginable. On November 1st, 2018, she issued a credit card in his name. She made herself the beneficiary of the same. There's something truly morbid about this. Her using Anthony's resources after his death to get rid of his body is truly emotional. And Penny has no sense of guilt or shame over this. This also clearly refutes her claim that she had stopped talking to Anthony.
What was
Just tell us how we got from Anthony upsetting you, fighting with you, wanting to reach you out to people, wanting to touch my girls, to that. Was it some sort of argument? You told your son that it was an argument. You told your son that he was trying to restrain him.
He did several times.
And you
Okay,
defended
did
yourself
you
like
stab
that.
him?
No, I did not.
And why does Frank say you did?
I don't know.
Frank's not going to lie for you.
I don't expect my son to lie for me.
He's not gonna lie about, why would he lie about you?
Why would he try to intentionally get you in trouble if that's what you're
He
saying?
never would.
Okay, so you told him this?
No, I never told him anything.
Where did he come up with that?
I don't know.
It's a pretty fantastic story for him to come up with.
He also tells us how the first time he came into the trailer, you told him to come in and look at this and you asked him to help cut up the body. When he saw this, he got sick and threw up and told you he couldn't do it. So what really happened?
All right, I'll tell you something about Frank.
Tell me, please. Help me understand what happened.
That I don't know.
Okay. Tell me something about Frank.
Frank was never at the camper except for the one time when he always moved.
Which one is when?
And when we purchased the vehicle.
Okay.
So he was never in with the fire. Okay.
He, way back when, he told my sister, when he moved up there, that I literally poured hot oil on his back. Okay? And of course you're going to know that that's on his scar. No, it didn't, because it never happened.
When did he say that happened?
That was when he was 16, 17 years old.
Well,
No, I would not.
Frank paints a different. He loves you.
And I love my son very much so.
He loves you. He does say that you guys have had some problems in the past.
Such as?
I don't know exactly. I mean, you just said that y'all had some issues in the past, but y'all always seem to work through them. But he describes this in very good detail without us providing these pictures to him at all. We didn't show him these, like we're showing you. Okay.
Anything that the detectives have said during the interrogation has been well expected by Penny. No matter how much she denies the death of Anthony, she would have likely expected that she would be asked about his remains in the RV. Or she thought so until now. Frank's statement to the detectives is the first thing that has caught her off guard. The detectives realize the same, and now they try to use the emotion of betrayal to bring Penny to the edge. The betrayal from her son is a major setback, and though the detectives manage to get some reactions from her, she quickly recovers. It's not surprising that Penny says that Frank used to lie about being abused because this is the pattern she's been following. Her attempt to discredit her son will most likely end in absolute failure.
Something transpired between you and Anthony. Either self-defense, and it was an accident, and you didn't know what to do, or something. Or you were just plain mad that he was trying to share you. You are the only person that can tell us what transpired in there. He can't tell us. He looks like that.
Yeah, he hurt me bad.
Okay.
No, I never.
I don't understand, Gertrude. I understand that y'all have a very violent relationship. Okay? And that's hard to deal with. What happened the night that this death took place?
You don't remember?
I don't.
Is it because you don't want to remember, or you're just blacked out? What happened?
I don't. I couldn't tell you. And honestly, I don't think that that's him.
It's him.
Well, I promise you this.
It's him.
We've taken now, it's taken a month to identify his body.
I knew the person. After everything that he had put me through,
You still wouldn't have heard it.
I still love him.
Don't want to kill him.
And I don't believe that that was my camper because I love him.
Whether or not you believe that, that's your account. Okay? You can believe that the chair is trying to hold you up, it's still holding you up. That's your camper, and that's that is indisputable.
Right now, all of this stuff being inside your camper, inside your closet area, where the camper in front, where your bed was, in that closet storage area was a couple of tapes that contained his flesh.
Why did you cut the flesh off and come?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't hurt him.
So who did that?
Nobody that I know of.
Somebody did.
Somebody
Because
did.
Anthony's dead. I have to show you the bit. That's Anthony. It's Anthony. And it's your trailer. And you have no explanation for anything. And you're just trying to avoid it.
I'm not avoiding
You
anything.
know as well as I do that something transpired between you and Anthony and it went too far.
No. I'm not.
Did he point a gun at you? He owns several of them and none of them are in the trailer now. Where are the guns?
He used to keep what he called puncher beside the, and,
What was that?
357 Magnum. That was my 357 years inside.
We know for sure that there was 2 boxes of Luger's that were supposed to be in the house and they're not there. And we also had people in the park saying that you were trying to sell guns to Wickham.
And Wickham?
Yeah. People told us you were walking around trying to sell guns.
Oh yeah, okay.
Again, this is what we're being told. I'm trying to get you to explain to me why all this stuff is being said against you.
First of all, My dad used to play Russian roulette with me.
In the context of reading Penny's motives, the detectives have done an incredible job reading her like a book. Penny shares a story from her abusive childhood to explain her dislike for guns, but her real motive is to come up with another story that makes her seem even more pitiful than all the other things she's told them so far. So, this is what detectives do. They take pity on her. They try to point out how she was likely the victim and she did what she had to do. But Penny is in her zone, saying what she wants and not focusing on anything else.
I want guns at all.
Okay.
And he knew this. I would never want to try and sell one to somebody. I didn't even like putting my hands on it.
So where are they?
I don't know anywhere.
Larry. Never had?
The guy that owns the camper.
He says you were taking the guns and putting them in a storage unit.
What kind of freaking storage unit?
Again, there's all of these stories about what could have transpired, what possibly transpired, and it all leads back to you, and it's all against you. I'm trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what happened.
I didn't.
We know what happened.
What do you know? Because I didn't hurt him.
We know you killed him.
You know, you left him in the trailer. You cut him off.
No,
He's
I didn't.
got trauma to the left side, to the right side of his body.
How do you think I would have picked him up and put him
I
there?
didn't say you
I didn't
picked
say
him
you put him there. Never said that.
up. Never said once that you picked him up and put him in there. Never once did I say that. He's got trauma to the right side of his body.
From what?
I don't know. Can't tell that because of, you see that? But inside, right next to his body was a hammer
And a hatchet. And a crowbar.
and a shovel. Oh, and that
Oh, and a 3-foot piece of coax.
cable that's underneath his body. The circular saw. All those knives that he showed you were all there. Oh, and that pink tote was
Yeah.
laying right next to the body too.
With part of him in it. The pink
And inside the camper, every air duct is taped off. You have a air purifier in there that's been moved around a couple of times because there's stains in the carpet from where it was sitting from all the goo. And then all the chemicals, the
You spent almost $500-600 on air fresheners.
and chemicals. You were buying chemicals almost daily. The smell got bad. I'm sure it did.
Chemicals. What chemicals?
Air fresheners, chemicals, bleach, pine saw,
Acid,
gallons of it, acid.
muriatic acid. You had your son buy at Home Depot.
Yeah,
What was the
Why?
acid for?
because I wanted to flush out the tank.
Acid?
Like I said, I didn't know anything about
You bought
this.
gallons, almost like
Oh,
a couple
just
times a week. You were buying
gallons
gallons
of tank.
of septic treatment from the Walmart in Bushnell.
But you weren't
But
hooked up.
gallons.
And I what?
But you weren't hooked up.
When they found your trailer, you weren't hooked up to the septic.
You told somebody he died of a heart attack. You told another person he died of pancreatic cancer. You told another person he died of a stroke. When
You can't even keep up
you
with
can't even remember how many different ways you said he died. You said he went to see his mother. He died up there.
What are you talking about?
That's exactly what
We're trying to figure that out also.
That's all the stuff they've been told about you. The stories you've given other people about poor Anthony's death.
You told your own son that he attacked you and you stabbed him and killed him.
No, I didn't.
You didn't stab him.
No,
But you told your son that.
no, I didn't.
Why would your son lie?
I don't know.
You continued, a little while ago, you said that he went to visit his mother. Y'all are separated, haven't spoken to him. But for 3 months, you've been using his credit cards, his EBT card. What about his Social Security?
Yeah, because he told me I could.
Okay. You don't think he would need his Social Security?
He
You kept his car?
Yes.
How do you get to the airport? How do you get to the bus?
How's he getting around
How's
now?
he getting around now?
I don't know.
Because
He's
he's
not
dead.
there. He's dead.
I didn't kill him.
Then what happened?
I didn't chop him up into little tiny pieces like you're saying.
No, those aren't little pieces. They're kind of big, but you did 40 pieces of it.
No, I didn't.
There's 3 totes. That's one of them right there.
That's one of the ones there.
Okay, let me ask you this. What is that weigh?
I don't know.
Not sure.
5-6 pounds.
I can't lift anything with this hand at all.
Okay.
Your son was in the trailer too.
No,
already
he
admitted
was
to
not.
that. He's already admitted to
Very
that.
honest.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
So your son, so you're saying you can't lift that? So your son was in the trailer and he did all this?
No, that's not what I am saying. Do not put words in my mouth, sir.
I'm not. I'm asking. That was a question.
No.
All I'm asking him is to tell me what happened to him.
I don't know.
You've already said y'all had a violent relationship.
Yes.
The people in the park said you seemed like a happy, normal couple. So behind
On the
closed doors, y'all had a whole different world.
Yeah.
Okay? A lot of people are that way. A lot of families, a lot of couples seem happy on the outside. The inside, they're really not. Okay? Something, though, triggered this whole fight that led to his death. There's only been 2 people that's had access to this trailer. Anthony and Frank. And you. That's 3.
Frank
So-
didn't have access to it.
Well, he already told us he did.
How?
I don't know, but he told us he did.
No, he didn't. He didn't have
Anthony-
any access to it.
Anthony is dead. The other 2, Ruth and Frank, are going totally against each other on their story.
When Penny's neighbors had not seen the remains of Anthony, lying about the way he died was the best defense. But now that the police have found the body and an alternate theory for Anthony's death cannot be considered plausible, ignorance has become her best defense. She continues to lie through her teeth, thinking everyone around her will believe her half-cooked lies.
On the 29th, when you got to Melbourne, did you and
On
Frank
the
go,
29th of what?
September, did you and Frank go shopping?
I don't remember.
You didn't go to Walmart together and buy cleaning supplies? And then go back to the trailer?
I don't remember what day it was that Frank and I went shopping.
And
I don't remember what day I actually came here.
to buy supplies. Whatever day it might have been.
I don't
Do you
know.
remember the event?
No.
You don't remember going shopping with your son?
Not to buy cleaning supplies, no.
Well, like he told you, you spent a lot of money on cleaning supplies and materials. A lot.
The tools.
Between the tools, the materials, and the cleaning supplies, it was over $900 worth of materials bought from August 25th to the time we got to the trailer on the 29th of December. That's a lot of money. You're telling me you didn't have the money to keep the trailer
No, I told you I didn't want to keep the phone.
Because that was it.
because that was
No.
I would want to keep it either.
no. You walk into the trailer, if you could mask the smell, it looks like a normal trailer until you walk up the stairs and see the stains on the steps up to the W. The carpet is completely stained. It doesn't even look like carpet anymore.
Then you get to the bathroom with the towels covering it.
Well, they were
Holes.
lined up against the door.
And you open the
That's not
bathroom.
including the decomp smell. That's awful.
What?
The decomposition smell from this body being I'm just telling you, describing what's inside of your trailer.
That's it. You're saying that's not in your trailer.
We made it up, is that what you're saying?
I don't know, but I know when I left it on something.
Yeah, it was. Absolutely was. Yes. That was in your trailer.
There was a tote that had Anthony's clothes in it. And a rag that had duct tape on it. that had throw up on it in the tote with his clothing.
Did he try to take your mouth shut? He didn't try to take your mouth shut?
He didn't have to sit on top of me.
Did you try to take his mouth shut?
When you look at this, what, besides you're telling me it's not your trailer, what does that make you think of?
I know. And it's,
I'm telling you that that's Anthony. The man you've spent 4 years with. That's the man that you fell in love with.
no, it's not.
This is the man that you fell in love with. That's his head. There's his arm right around his head.
I'm not even looking.
I won't.
Because that's him.
No,
That's
it's
his
not.
feet.
Yeah. He was cut in half and his feet were flipped around the other way.
This is a veteran. And
Sir,
that's Anthony.
no, it's not.
What?
Perhaps the only humane side we see of Penny is as she looks away out of guilt. When shown the photo of Anthony's remains in the RV, she cannot look at it. Ironically, she spent the past 4 months with him in this state. Detectives pull out Anthony's photo in a last attempt to evoke an emotional response. This time, they try to leverage any love she might have felt for Anthony. Arguably, they get some emotional response from her, but this is not nearly enough for her to confess.
I'm telling you, that's Anthony. You've been identified by that spot in the spine.
Okay. I'm telling you that that was not in my camper. I had nothing to
And
do
the last day you were in that camper was?
I think it was a couple weeks before Christmas.
And that wasn't it.
Yeah.
So, somewhere around the beginning of December was the last time you were in that camper.
So,
And none of that was there.
yeah.
How did all that goo magically appear inside your trailer that was locked?
I don't know.
If you knew he was dead,
No, I didn't.
but you told his family he was dead.
You bought
You
cars.
bought cards memorializing him.
No,
And you
I didn't.
sent them
Yeah.
to his family.
And you had them sent from the address in Lake Pennsauken. You had them mailed to the address in Lake Pennsauken where we have the receipt showing it.
What are you talking about?
What do you not understand? You ordered
What?
memorial cards to remember the death of Anthony Franklin Mitchell. And you told his family he was dead. And then you sent these cards. You showed these cards to him.
To who?
To his
What?
family, to Kyle. To Nancy.
No.
You didn't.
You told Betty at Lake Pennsauken RV Park that he went up north to see his mother and then he died of a heart attack while up there because he couldn't get back from his airplane trip because of a hurricane. That it got delayed and then it was supposed to be here on a Friday. The hurricane came in and it was delayed till Sunday and they found him inside the house up in where his mom lives, dead of a heart attack. That's what you told Betty.
No, I never.
All of these stories are going against you. That's why I'm trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what really happened. Because we have a bunch of different stories about what transpired.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You didn't say any of that to anybody.
Not that I know of.
You
No, I did
didn't
not.
buy memorial cards.
No.
Never. You didn't have them shipped to Penny Pospisil
No.
and Lake Penny. You never did that.
Lot number 34.
That's your RV trailer.
I don't know what number it was, but
It was lot number 34.
So your name's not going to be anything that says that.
what do you mean my name's not going to be in
Your name's not on the receipt. Your
For
name's
what?
on the shipping label with memorial cards.
No.
But they are. That's what I'm telling you.
No, they're not.
It's like you saying that's not Anthony. It isn't. You can say no all you want. That's still Anthony.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Not my camper, no. I would
Excuse me?
never have hurt him like that, no.
Never would have heard him like that.
I would have never hurt him, period.
It's obvious that
you didn't really care for him that much because of the old abusive relationship that you had. And you've already said that you had a
That's
357 in the drawer that gave you 357 reasons why you stayed with him.
Yeah, I gave you 350 reasons not to leave him.
Okay. Well, either way, however you put it, but
That was his choice of words, not mine.
So the man who wanted to share you with other people, who wanted to have liars, and who told you that this was 357 reasons for you not to leave. You didn't have a problem with it.
and you
I
loved him.
did.
You
I
loved
did.
him. And you could never hurt him.
I do love him.
And you would never ever hurt him after he strangled you in the past.
After he sits on you, verbally, you can never hurt him.
There wasn't a point where he was choking you and you stabbed him because you couldn't take it. You thought your life was in danger of yourself. Because
He crushed my leg and some of stuff.
did you stab him then? Because if you did, then it is what it is. He was hurting you.
One of the most successful interrogation tactics is to offer self-defense as a motive for the crimes. The detectives here use it too. They offer Penny a statement saying that it makes sense if she committed the crimes as an act of self-defense. And while any other suspect in her place would have taken the bait, Penny did not. Usually the whole point of mentioning abuse or hampering the image of the victim is to take the self-defense plea. It's strange that Penny constantly denies this. Maybe she still thinks she can get away with the murder.
You see the difference when I've given you the opportunity to tell me self-defense.
So I can't tell you something that wasn't.
You're not telling us anything that is either.
I'm not going to lie to you.
You are.
You are lying.
You're lying.
You are absolutely lying.
Okay, give me that to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you're going to be charged with second-degree murder.
You can charge me with whatever you want to, but I'm a virgin.
Okay. Good luck to you.
It wouldn't be an interrogation with a liar until we have the interrogation ending with the liar saying that they do not want to lie. When Penny realizes that everything has gone overboard and there is no room left for her lies, she calls a lawyer. But thankfully, the sloppiness of her crimes leaves no room for getting away with the murder either. Even though detectives hoped to get a confession, with the amount of forensic evidence, digital evidence, and witness reports, it was not necessary. Penny Pospisil got away with her crimes for months, but justice for Anthony Mitchell and his loved ones came around quickly once his body was found. After the trial, Penny was sentenced to life in prison for second-degree murder. Additionally, she was ordered to serve 15 consecutive sentences of 15 years for abuse of a corpse and 5 years for grand theft of more than $300 but less than $20,000, which she stole from the credit card she made in Anthony's name posthumously. As the interrogation concludes, we sit face to face with another psychopath whose best reaction to killing her loved one and dismembering him are unconvincing expressions of surprise. While the detectives used the best interrogation techniques to extract a confession, most of the work was done by Penny's sloppy job of covering her tracks. Prisons are full of people like Penny Pospisil who think they're smarter than the detectives they're confronted with. But luckily, this is what gets them caught. Let us know your thoughts on this case in the comments section. Like, share, and subscribe, and let us know which case you want to see next.